Derrick Thomas, a celebrated hero, is remembered not only as one of the greatest pass rushers of all time, but also as a Hall of Fame linebacker for the Kansas City Chiefs. Sadly, as the saying goes, good people often leave us too soon. His life was tragically cut short due to injuries from a terrible accident. Thomas was born in Miami, Florida, and grew up under the care of his mother, Edith Morgan. His father, Air Force captain and B-52 pilot Robert James Thomas, tragically lost his life during a mission in the Vietnam War. Despite this loss, Derrick thrived, especially on the football field. He played high school football at South Miami Senior High School, where he began to showcase his incredible talent and passion for the game. At the University of Alabama, Thomas played alongside Cornelius Bennett and later Keith McCants, forming one of the most formidable defensive lines in college football history. Thomas was a powerhouse on the field, shattering numerous defensive records for the Crimson Tide, including the record for sacks in a single season. His exceptional performance earned him the prestigious Butkus Award in 1988, and he was also selected as a consensus All-American by the end of that season. And the 1988 season was particularly memorable, culminating in a nail-biting 29-28 victory over Army in the Sun Bowl. Thomas's impact on the game was so profound that in 2000, he was honored as a Sun Bowl legend. Additionally, he received the Sington Soaring Spirit Award from the Lakeshore Foundation, an award named after University of Alabama football legend Fred Sington. Thomas's legacy continued to be celebrated even after his passing. In 2014, he was posthumously inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame, a testament to his enduring influence and outstanding contributions to college football. Thomas was selected 4th overall in the first round of the 1989 NFL Draft by the Kansas City Chiefs, marking the first pick under new head coach Marty Schottenheimer. He made an immediate impact, recording his first career sack in the Chiefs' Week 2 game against the Los Angeles Raiders. That game was also his first multi-sack performance, as he finished with 2.5 sacks. By the end of his rookie season, Thomas had racked up an impressive 10 sacks, earning him the AP Defensive Rookie of the Year award and a spot in the Pro Bowl. In his second season, Thomas continued to dominate. He recorded at least half a sack in each of the Chiefs' first 5 games. In Week 10, against the Seattle Seahawks, he broke Fred Dean's 7-year-old record for most sacks in a single game by achieving an astounding 7 sacks. The quarterback he repeatedly brought down, Dave Krieg, would become his teammate 2 seasons later. Despite his incredible performance, Thomas missed an 8th sack on the game's final play, allowing the Seahawks to score a game-winning touchdown. He later described that missed sack as the one play in his career he wished he could redo. Thomas finished the season with a career-high 20 sacks, setting a franchise record that stood until Justin Houston broke it in 2014. He came in second in the Defensive Player of the Year voting and was named first-team All-Pro. The following season, Thomas scored his first career touchdown on a 23-yard fumble return in Week 11 against the Los Angeles Rams. He continued to be a force on the field, recording double-digit sacks in each of his first 4 seasons and in 7 out of his 11 NFL seasons. During the Chiefs' 1999 season, Thomas recorded a career-low 7 sacks, but achieved his first career interception in a Week 8 win over the San Diego Chargers. His final sack came in Week 15 against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Tragically, his last game was against the Oakland Raiders, a crucial match that could have secured the Chiefs a playoff spot. The Chiefs lost in overtime, 41-38. Although Thomas did not sack his former teammate, Rich Gannon, he made 6 tackles. Sadly, this game would be the final one of his career, as Thomas passed away 37 days later. His legacy was indeed like none other. Thomas was a remarkable player who earned first-team All-Pro honors twice and was selected to the Pro Bowl 9 times. At the time of his passing in 2000, Thomas ranked 9th all-time in sacks with 126.5, and he currently stands 17th in the all-time rankings. He remains the Kansas City Chiefs' all-time leader in several categories, including sacks, safeties, forced fumbles, and fumble recoveries. Throughout his career, Thomas recorded 1 interception and recovered 19 fumbles, which he returned for 161 yards and 4 touchdowns. In interviews, he often mentioned that his favorite quarterback to sack was John Elway of the Denver Broncos. Thomas sacked Elway 26 times, the most he sacked any quarterback and the most any player sacked Elway in his career. Thomas was inducted into the Chiefs Hall of Fame in 2000, with the team breaking their tradition of waiting 4 years after a player's career ended before such an honor. In 2009, he was also inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, a testament to his extraordinary impact on the game. Later that year, the Chiefs retired his number 58 jersey in his honor, and the team had already unofficially retired the number by not reissuing it after his death. In addition to these honors, the Chiefs named their Player of the Year award after Thomas, an award he had won twice during his career. Notably, Derrick Thomas is the only NFL player to have passed away during their career and later been inducted into the Hall of Fame. His legacy continues to be celebrated, and he remains a beloved figure in the history of the Kansas City Chiefs and the NFL. Speaking of the terrible accident that took a hero like him away from us, on January 23, 2000, tragedy struck when Thomas's SUV veered off Interstate 435 in Clay County. Thomas and 2 passengers were on their way to Kansas City International Airport during a snowstorm, planning to catch a flight to St. Louis to watch the NFC Championship game between the St. Louis Rams and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. According to police reports, Thomas was driving at approximately 70 miles per hour, despite the rapidly accumulating snow and ice on the road. Thomas and one of the passengers, Michael Tellis, were not wearing seat belts and were thrown from the car. Unfortunately, Tellis was killed instantly. The second passenger, who was wearing a seat belt, miraculously walked away from the accident uninjured. Thomas, however, was left paralyzed from the chest down. By early February, Thomas had been transferred to Miami's Jackson Memorial Hospital for treatment. On the morning of February 8, 2000, as he was being moved from his hospital bed to a wheelchair for therapy, he told his mother that he wasn't feeling well. According to Frank Eismont, an orthopedic surgeon at the hospital, Thomas's eyes rolled back and he went into cardiorespiratory arrest. He died from a pulmonary embolism, a massive blood clot that had formed in his legs and traveled to his lungs. Months after Thomas's death, his family filed a lawsuit against General Motors, seeking $73 million in damages related to the accident. However, in 2004, a jury ruled that the family was not entitled to any compensation. The loss of Derrick Thomas was a devastating blow to his family, friends, teammates, and fans, leaving a void that could never be filled. His memory, however, lives on in the hearts of those who admired and loved him. With that being said, we have reached the end of our video. Make sure to subscribe if you already haven't, and do leave a comment telling us who you want us to cover next. We will see you soon.